Digo, Teofimo, vámonos. All right, gentlemen, you've both been given the pre-fight rules. I want to see a clean fight. I want to see a professional fight here. Keep your guards up. Protect yourselves at all times. Most importantly, obey my commands. Touch gloves and step back.
Lopez was so confident when we met with him yesterday. At one point, he says that Diego is not going past 2 rounds. And he said, I am going to hurt him, and I am going to hurt him badly.
Right there.
In great contrast to the exuberant, black back-flipping guy that we are used to seeing, he really does want to hurt him.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
In the interview room, there's a guy who's still coming to terms with that loss to Terry Flanagan in England.
And a lot of the fork in the road moments in his career where he has regret. You know, we had 2 fighters that broke down in tears during our production meetings yesterday. One, you had the great sense it was because he understood what he was about to experience, and that was Richard Comey, who had the 2nd round TKO to open up the night on ESPN and earn the IBF lightweight world championship. He is now lined up to fight Vasily Lomachenko. It was very different, the emotional response from Diego Magdalena.
Yes, it was. You know, he was happy to be in this moment once again. You know, he felt abandoned after he went over there to England and lost the title, the 2nd title opportunity. And, you know, he was fighting in Mexico, and he said he had to find coaches to help him out, you know, just to, you know, help him in his fights. And also, he's just happy just to be back to get another opportunity on a top-ranked card, fighting against a good opponent.
It's not a good opponent. We talk about Teofimo as if he were a prospect. The reality is that he's a contender, and like Richard Comey, he has his sights on Vasily Lomachenko before the end of the year.
Well, this fight is designed for Magdaleno to give Lopez some problems, being a southpaw, and also the experience. So they need to see Teofimo Lopez late in the fight.
Mason Menard had experience too.
Yeah, they understand. I mean, they understand, but you know, Mason Menard was supposed to give him some rounds, but he didn't. But this fight is designed for Magdaleno to give Lopez some rounds. You got to see your fighter late, see how he reacts under pressure.
Well, Lopez has had success with that right hand to the body here in round number 1 against Magdalena.
See him leaning left, keeping left. He wants that right hand, doesn't he?
Absolutely. That's the right hand killer. There it is, right down the middle.
Oh, good right hand from Lopez. Look at this attack at the end of round 1. As Diego shakes his head right in his face, but he got to him.
That's all you got.
Speaking of guys who can get to an opponent, arguably the pound-for-pound best in the world is here. Bud Crawford running routes downfield outside the star. As he comes up with the catch there, now sitting ringside. I mean, there is nobody who gets ringside earlier for a fight night than Bud Crawford. He's been here since mid-afternoon, taking in absolutely everything, put out his Super Bowl prediction. But someday, wouldn't you love to see Bud in the ring with that guy? Dallas's own Errol Spence will be going up against Garcia this spring. Another welterweight champion. They've had a few interactions in recent
They've been close, but I want to see them get in the ring and settle.
I don't think Bud would have a problem with that at all.
I don't think so at all. But, you know, the business circumstances of boxing is it's a little difficult.
No, fighters want to fight, they should.
I agree with you.
And this is a guy coming out of that red corner wearing the Dallas Cowboys colors with the Vince Lombardi trophy painted on his trunks. who always wants to fight. That is the 11-0 Teofimo Lopez, who tagged Diego Magdaleno at the end of round 1.
I thought he was a college football fan.
Well, he went from Heisman night to now down here in the NFL. He knows how to play to his audience, Mark.
Yes, he does. And Lopez looking very sharp right now. He has not a whole lot to worry about. Magdaleno's not a big puncher.
Well, this is the second. This is the second round, and Teofimo Sr., who is not only a trainer but quite frequently his son's mouthpiece, has assured us this is football season, it's Super Bowl season, guarantee season. Told us that this fight would not go beyond the second round. That was his guarantee.
See that viper-like strike with the counter right hand. Teofimo has hand speed, he has power, he has dynamic athleticism, and he has... Oh, what a big right uppercut! Lopez lands flush.
This kid is the real deal.
He really is, isn't he?
Sharp.
Right hand to the body from Lopez. Now he takes an angle, comes back, lands the left hand, hands down at the hips, having fun with it, loaded with confidence.
Go fight, no talk.
This against a 31-win veteran who has fought twice for a title.
Magdaleno is not going to win this with his mouth.
No, he's not going to win it with his mouth. And he needs to box a little bit more. What he's doing is he's sitting directly in front of Lopez, and Lopez is just sneaking in with some sharp punches to the body and to the head. He's switching up his attack, confusing Magdaleno.
Just time to right hand. There's an uppercut. There's a combination, and more from Lopez.
Magdaleno is seriously hurt.
The body work. The body work is setting up everything up top.
Left hook came after the uppercut. Sweeping right hand. Lopez in complete control, finding his rhythm offensively. Short right hand to the body. Follows it up with a right hand upstairs. Tracking in, taking small steps. Now quartering him. Right hand to the middle of the body. Short right hand inside. Oh, look at this from Lopez. And you can see blood on the bridge of the nose of Magdaleno.
See Lopez setting up to the body, looking for something over the top of Magdaleno.
You can see the blood streaming down that split right on the nose.
Magdaleno survives. It's just because Teofimo wants to have something to argue about with his dad.
They're pretty good at that.
Vamos, mi Diego. Vamos, mijito. Vamos, hermano. Pásame la toalla. Vamos, la toalla. Ahí, vamos, vamos. Toma aire. Baja los brazos. Toma aire. Recupérate primero. Mira, Diego, la cosa es que tú no puedes estar en la esquina.
Here you're going to see Lopez right there. Nice catch and shoot right up the middle. You see Magdaleno lean forward just a little bit. Lopez recognizing that, but it was a nice little catch and shoot. A punch came from Magdaleno. He blocked it and came up right up the middle with the short uppercut. Beautiful shot. My goodness, this kid is patient. This kid is calm. He has extreme punching power, and he has speed and timing. He is dynamic.
Seconds out of the ring.
He asked his dad a couple fights ago, where'd he get that catch and shoot from? He said Bruce Lee.
You need to get out of the ring. Go.
Well, it has been a thrill to watch each and every step of this young career. And dynamic so far tonight. There are CompuBox numbers, the punches in the last round. 24 of 62. Magdaleno only landed 3.
Teofimo was born in Brooklyn, by the way. Likes to identify with Brooklyn. He grew up in Florida and now Vegas. Recently moved back to Brooklyn, to Bushwick, with his fiance to get away from it all. He's the only guy who went to Bushwick for a break.
Think about that. Fiance Cynthia made the trip down here. They were getting married in August 2020. And, you know, it's interesting because In understanding the relationship of father and son with Teofimo Sr., you would think there may be a certain reaction to anybody who could take his affection and attention. And Dad says, listen, I think Cynthia's absolutely great in terms of the role she plays with a fighter who's trying to go to the next level. He says he's more focused, he gets stronger fight after fight with their relationship being in such a good place now with the engagement.
I just love what I'm seeing from Lopez. I mean, he's changing levels. He's bringing the eyes down to Magdaleno. You know, when he's dropping and changing levels, and then he's sneaking up with a nice overhand right, nice up jab right there. He's doing a lot of creative things in there. Well, a guy with only 10-something fights, my goodness.
Bernardo, what are they saying in the corner of Lopez?
Teofimo Sr. says, just keep jabbing, setting up that overhand right. And Ismael Salas in the corner of Magdaleno telegraphed everything that Teofimo was going to do, and he still couldn't get away from it.
Took an awkward angle back that time, and Magdaleno followed him with a left hand.
One of the things you can see, look at his frame. For 21 years old, he's not going to hold on to lightweight forever.
He'll go to 140, they say, a year from now. This is the last year at 135 pounds, a division that they feel they can win a title in. Now pause and think about what I just said. It's a division that has Vasily Lomachenko owning 2 belts and lined up to get a 3rd, depending on the outcome of what happens against Kome on April 12th.
I mean, it's not premature to have that kind of talk. It's not without precedent. De La Hoya and Mayweather won titles at 21. Miguel Cotto at 23.
Vasily Lomachenko was not, or the likes of that kind of fighter, though, wasn't in the division, right? Do you think it's realistic that you can make that statement here at this age with this amount of fights, knowing who's in the division?
Vasily Lomachenko wants guys with belts. The question is, will Teofimo have a belt by the end of the year?
Great combination to the body. Listen, he is undoubtedly of world championship status.
Hey, get rid of that label right there. Beautiful round. Beautiful round. Keep on touching him, bro.
And we hope to have many in our main event. Eleider Alvarez and that guy, Sergey Kovalev, in the rematch of the WBO light heavyweight world title. Buddy McGirt is making the final preparations here. Lacing up those gloves. The new trainer of Kovalev, he feels that he's better conditioned and in a better place. And there is Alvarez, now in 24-0, originally from Colombia, lives and fights out of Montreal. The new champ with a lot of confidence. Will it be a continuation of what we saw at the end of round number 1? Or will it look the way it did early on in that first fight when Kovalev was ahead on the scorecards and was boxing and then got him with a right hand in the 4th round?
Lopez is wearing him down to the body and to the head. You just see the physicality of Lopez, 21 years old. Look at the big shoulders he has, punching power and the speed behind it, and a great technique as well. I think it's just a matter of time. He's going to land the right punch and put it in the night.
Magdaleno worked with Jose Pedraza to get him ready for Lomachenko. He worked with Jorge Linares to get him ready for Lomachenko. I wonder if, in effect, he is now working with Teofimo Lopez to get him eventually ready for Lomachenko. I'm surprised, quite frankly, he's hung on this long.
See, every time Magdaleno shoots a jab, you see him lean a little bit forward. Lopez recognized that, and you see him coming right up the middle. I'm waiting on Lopez to follow up with the left hook.
Comes with a straight right that time. Through the uppercut last time we saw it.
Magdaleno showing a really good chin just far.
Couple up jabs and then the 1-2 off of it.
That's exactly where Lopez needs to go. He needs to go down to the body. We heard him about a round ago to the body. And if he focuses attention down there, then it's going to set up everything up top. Nice shot right there by Magdaleno, sneaking a nice little short uppercut. Yeah, nice uppercut right after the jab of Lopez. And I think it ticked Lopez off.
Magdaleno's best round of the fight so far.
Break, step back.
Occasionally,
Step back, break.
Lopez step straight back and allow Magdaleno to land a straight left. But he doesn't feel threatened because Magdaleno doesn't have a whole lot of power. And one of the interesting things that I see from Lopez is he's moving right a lot. And he's having success. And a lot of times, guys are fighting for position to get their foot outside the left-handed fighters.
Circling right against the southpaw, heading right towards that left hand.
It seems he wants to battle the left hand.
Good combination here to close out that round, but it was a better round for Magdaleno.
There's a quick way you can save money. Switch to Geico. Geico will help you get great coverage at a great price. And it only takes 15 minutes to see if you can save 50% or more on your insurance.
Let's look at some of the success with the right uppercut from Lopez, Timmy.
It's beautiful work right by Lopez. Look at that catch, then shoot right up the middle. You get your opponent leaning a little bit forward. There it is again. Beautiful job. You got to be relaxed to be able to do those things, you know, and you got to practice it in the gym. And I hear that this young man works extremely hard in the gym, and he works numerous amount of drills to be able to perfect that uppercut right there. And sometimes he also will turn it into a right hand as well.
Okay? Vamos allá.
What a difference in corners. Relaxed, dad confident, son wanting to get off to school, and then you see this guy, Diego Magdaleno, as they've been dealing with that cut on the nose, the swelling of the face, and hoping for a change.
I always get the impression that Teofimo is also concerned with style points. Not just doing it, but how he does it. In that respect, especially with the interplay with his father, the kind of, you know, I love you, I'm mad at you stuff, reminds me of Pete Maravich.
How so?
Well, there's this insistence on perfection, and I also think, and this is not peculiar to the Lopez's, but I think that he is a creature of his father's ambition, his vision. It's a grandiose one. It's a great one. And I think the kid feels pressure.
Good shot right there, a little right hook. Lopez carrying his left hand low. Magdaleno was able to sneak a little left hook.
Magdaleno went through a checklist of defensive flaws with us yesterday when he was sizing up Lopez. As he opens up, says sometimes he'll admire his work a little bit, sit there, pull back a little bit, try to beat Floyd Mayweather with that shoulder roll and that lean off. But you can get on top of him, you can close the gap, was the thought of Diego.
That's not the case here.
Nope.
Right now it's target practice, and every time Lopez let his hands go, he's hitting something on Magdaleno.
He has a much more aggressive bent than a Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, undoubtedly.
He really wants to inflict great harm.
Undoubtedly so.
Right now Lopez trying really hard, looking for the knockout, trying to put a series of punches together to maybe discourage Magdaleno. But Magdaleno's one tough cookie.
The left hand right to that belt line from Diego.
Magdalena's shown me something surviving this far. If I'm Lopez, instead of one punch, I'd like
Did
three
you
or
just
four.
see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
He just did a spin with a back punch and then looked over this way and winked at us.
My point about style points.
But now Whitaker,
it's performance art for him.
A behind-the-back punch off of the spin, looks over and winks.
And you know he was waiting for that.
No doubt.
That's a Pistol Pete move. It's just violent.
Well, Magdalena's trying. He's just outgunned. You know, the younger Lopez. Great timing. Controlling distance on the outside, getting out, coming and attacking at the right moments and the right time.
He had a little sizzle to that 5th round, didn't he? Let's check in with the guys.
All right, Tess joined by Max and Dre. Dre, Lopez, he's so under control. He's dominating this fight.
Yeah, Lopez is doing what he's supposed to do. Magdaleno is a veteran of the sport. He's been around, but he's not really here to beat Lopez. No one thinks he's going to beat Lopez, but he's supposed to give Lopez some work, especially if Teofimo and his father are talking about fighting the likes of Lomachenko at the end of this year. I know they like knockout. I know that's what everybody's bragging about when they talk about Teofimo, but I know that he needs the rounds. There's no substitute for good rounds against a veteran like Lopez is getting right now.
With rare exception, the elite fighters that the fans want to see and know are really the best are fast, twitchy guys. And then if they're aggressive to boot and they can punch, those are the guys. This is one of those fast, twitchy, aggressive punchers that fans love to see. The sky's the limit.
Tess, it's been a superstar performance with a lot of star power.
Yep, that scouting report that Max just gave is dead on. And then there's this. This is what happened moments ago. Behind the back from Lopez. Watch it again.
It ain't funny if you're Magdaleno.
No, it's not funny, but it's something that, you know, I've seen some of the greats do. Pernell Whitaker used to do that often.
I do like that up jab, too.
It's beautiful. I mean, it splits right between the guards of Magdaleno.
Remember, Kovalev and Alvarez is still set to come your way. So many questions to be answered in that fight. Which version of Kovalev do we get? I will tell you this. I was very surprised when we met with him yesterday where he was and how he responded. That was not the guy I thought we were going to meet with. All the distractions outside the ring, all the doubts coming off of the 7th round knockout. This is a guy that would cut weight, would spend time in the sauna the day before a fight. He was having lunch, breakfast, meeting with us, relax.
He did not want Andre Ward in the interview room. I think that bears mention.
It does, but if I'm managing Kovalev, and I think the mental side coming off such a devastating knockout, to be sitting opposite the table of the guy who turned your career, I can understand where you don't want your fighter necessarily experiencing that 24 hours before. I didn't take it as anything, hey, we don't want Andre to know this, know that, have any information. It's managing the psyche of your fighter.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is,
because we know what Andre did to him.
We asked Andre the same question, what he do, and he said, I would have done the same thing.
I agree.
It's also, to my mind, an admission, in some respect, of vulnerability.
As Max put forth to Andre earlier tonight when they had that conversation as to the role that Andre Ward played in the career of Kovalev. We will see now as Kovalev continues on and can get the belt back. Or is Alvarez somebody who we look at as a pound-for-pound elite and king of the 175s? A division that is shaping up to be very special this year and beyond.
Tim, we saw Magdaleno become very emotional yesterday.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's going to win the fight.
No.
What does he get out of this?
That's what he did.
He just crumbled.
6, 7, 8, siga bien. ¿Cómo se siente? ¿Quiere seguir? Let's go.
He says, come on, baby, only a couple seconds left. Another big right hand comes in as the bell rings, so Magdaleno will survive what was a brutal final second beatdown of round number 6. He is bloody and battered.
Sí, dámela. Vamos, mi Diego.
Sit down.
Vamos, tienes que despertarte.
Come on, you gotta wake up.
No te puedes quedar dormido.
You can't
¿okay?
stay asleep.
Mueve la cabeza.
Move
Mueve
your
la
head.
cabeza que tú lo tienes, men.
Come on, man.
Confía en ti.
Gotta trust in yourself.
Yeah, yeah, it's good, sir. It's good. Mueve la cabeza, quédate de abajo y chingatelo abajo.
Get him downstairs.
Here you're going to see the start. Going down to the body with the right hand. Brought the eyes down of Magdaleno.
Okay.
Leaning forward just a little bit and then sweeps with the left hook right on the money.
Let's go.
There it is again. Magdaleno was actually trying to land his right hook right in the middle. Head standing still. Beautiful shot by Lopez. Honestly, I don't know why this fight is continuing. Magdaleno is getting every hard shot that Lopez is throwing. He doesn't have a punch to, to put himself back in this fight. He's going to take a beating if they don't stop this match.
That was a brutal right hand. This thing's going to end in no time. Lopez is all over him. You are about to see a finish here from Teofimo unless Diego can steady himself.
Diego keeps calling him on.
There's another left hook.
Somebody needs to throw in the towel right now.
He is absorbing huge blows. Another right uppercut comes in. Diego says he wants more, but why?
It's on Ismael Salas to save his fighter from himself. Yes. Throw in the towel.
Yes, it is.
Recognize the situation.
Swollen, red, nose is bloodied. That was as devastating a knockout as you will see.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Backflip to celebrate, but get Magdaleno medical attention right now. He took an absolute beating. Lopez said he was going to hurt him. He hurt him badly. And let me tell you, Jesse Magdaleno, the brother, the pro boxer, is being restrained from coming after Lopez right now. And I agree with what you guys were saying. That didn't need to happen.
Jesse may want to direct his attention at his brother's corner for not throwing in the towel. The situation was abundantly clear.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Against one of the most dynamic young power punchers in the game. He took that kind of beating and then was finished with a grand slam single punch.
And we heard yesterday from Magdaleno how much he trusted in his trainers. And we heard in the corner, you're falling asleep, you're sleeping on me. No, he wasn't. He was outclassed. He was outgunned.
Yes, he was.
And it's on the trainer to recognize that.
And he's hurt. He is hurt. He will be affected by this for the rest of his life, taking that much punishment.
Watch this finish by Lopez.
7-round fatigue is definitely setting in. Lopez just coming around the guard, leading with a lead left hook and landing on Magdaleno. Magdaleno had no clue what was going on. He took a beating.
He was calling for it, Tim, and it's not a damn movie.
The first left hook was to the temple.
Right to the temple.
That could have ended the fight. The second left hook, it is just brutal. This punch right here. The head snap, and then down to the canvas, not even breaking his fall. Does not break his fall. That is 2 straight fights now where Teofimo Lopez has hit a man so hard that they fall to the ground without supporting themselves.
Without supporting themselves, absolutely. Sensational punching power from Lopez.
Lopez, as he has time and again, Fortnite celebration, and then the home run swing right over his beaten opponent, and that is most likely what they took offense to in the corner of Magdaleno.
Really didn't need that.
Let's make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 8 seconds in round number 7. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated. And now the unified NABF, NABA, and USBA lightweight champion, Teofimo Lopez.
You can see the corner of Magdaleno still being restrained, trying to get to Lopez to let him know how they felt.